Ladies and gentlemen, life is full of lessons, but some of the most important ones we learn too late. We run, we chase, we build, we plan, and before we know it, years have slipped through our fingers like sand. We look back and we ask, where did the time go? We spent years pursuing success, yet we failed to cherish the simple joys, the laughter of a child, the embrace of a loved one, the quiet moments of gratitude. We climbed the ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. How many have reached the heights of success only to feel empty at the top? How many have gained the whole world but lost what truly mattered? We learned too late that time is our most valuable gift. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Each moment we waste is a moment we will never get back. We learned too late that relationships matter more than achievements. No one lies on their deathbed wishing for another award or another dollar. They wish for one more conversation, one more hug, one more moment with the people they love. We learned too late that true fulfillment comes from purpose, not possessions. The world tells us that success is measured by how much we have, but real joy comes not from what we own, but from how we live, how we give. We learned too late that regret is not about what we did, but what we didn't do, the apologies we never made, the words of love we never spoke, the opportunities we let pass us by. But my friends, as long as we have breath, we have a choice. And here is the good news. Though we learned these lessons too late, we still have today. Today, we can choose to love more. Today, we can choose to forgive. Today, we can choose to live with purpose. So don't wait for someday. Don't wait for a wake-up call. Let today be the day you start living with intention, cherishing your time, valuing your relationships, and building a legacy that will outlive you. Time is the most valuable gift we have, yet it is the one thing we often take for granted. In the rush of life, we chase after success, money, recognition, and the many things the world tells us are important. We push ourselves harder, striving to build careers, accumulate wealth, and achieve status, believing that these things will bring us happiness and fulfillment. But in the process, we overlook a fundamental truth. Time is slipping away, moment by moment, and once it is gone, we can never get it back. From the time we are young, we are conditioned to believe that life is about accomplishing goals and reaching milestones. We are told to work hard, to study, to push forward, always looking ahead to the next achievement. We believe that if we can just reach that next level, whether it is a promotion, a higher salary, a bigger house, or more recognition, we will finally feel satisfied. But time moves forward relentlessly, and as we spend our days chasing after these things, we often fail to realize how much of life we are letting slip away. The problem is that we assume we will always have more time. We tell ourselves that there will be more moments to spend with loved ones, more opportunities to enjoy life, more chances to do the things that truly matter. We convince ourselves that we can afford to put off the important things, spending time with family, nurturing friendships, taking care of our health, and finding true purpose because we assume there will always be another day. But then one day we wake up and realize that years have passed and the time we thought we had is no longer there. How many people reach the end of their lives and wish they had spent their time differently? How many successful individuals who have achieved everything they set out to accomplish look back with regret because they sacrificed time with their families for their careers? How many parents wish they had spent more time with their children before they grew up? How many friendships have faded because people were too busy to nurture them? How many dreams have been left unfulfilled because people kept telling themselves that there would be more time to pursue them later? The truth is, time is the only resource that cannot be replenished. We can always make more money, we can always build new businesses, and we can always gain new possessions, but we can never create more time. Every day that passes is a day we will never get back. Every moment that slips through our fingers is gone forever. When we finally come to this realization, it often feels too late. We look back on all the moments we let pass us by, and we wonder why we didn't cherish them more. We remember the times we were too busy to sit and listen to a loved one, the times we were too preoccupied to enjoy the little things, the times we pushed aside what really mattered in the pursuit of things that in the end were far less important. But why do we let time slip away so easily? Why do we spend so much of our lives chasing things that do not truly satisfy? Part of the reason is that society places a high value on achievement and material success. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that our worth is tied to what we accomplish and what we own. We measure success by titles, bank accounts, and social status, rather than by the quality of our relationships, the impact we have on others, or the moments of true joy we experience. We also fall into the trap of believing that busyness equals productivity. We fill our schedules to the brim, constantly moving from one task to the next, rarely pausing to reflect on whether we are spending our time in a way that truly aligns with our values. We believe that the more we do, the more valuable we are, but in reality, being busy is not the same as living a meaningful life. A full calendar does not guarantee a fulfilled heart. There is a reason why so many people, when faced with a life-altering illness or the loss of a loved one, suddenly gain a new perspective on time. In those moments, the things that once seemed so important, work, money, status, fade into the background, and what truly matters comes into focus. People who have faced the reality of their own mortality often say the same thing. They wish they had spent more time with the people they love. They wish they had slowed down and enjoyed life more. They wish they had not waited until it was too late to appreciate the gift of time. But we do not have to wait for a wake-up call to change our perspective. We can choose right now to start valuing time for what it truly is, a priceless gift that should never be wasted. We can choose to be present in our daily lives, to truly listen when someone speaks to us, to take time for the things that bring us joy, and to prioritize the relationships that matter most. Instead of chasing things that will never truly satisfy, we can choose to invest our time in what will last. We can choose to be intentional about how we spend our days, knowing that each moment is an opportunity to create memories, to show love, to make a difference. We can stop postponing the things that matter, stop waiting for the right time to pursue our passions, and start living fully in the present. Time is the most precious gift we have, and yet it is the one thing we often fail to appreciate until it is gone. The challenge is not to learn this lesson too late. The challenge is to recognize it now and to start living in a way that reflects its true value. Because in the end, when we look back on our lives, it will not be our achievements, our wealth, or our recognition that will matter. It will be how we spent our time and the moments we shared with the people we love. Relationships are the foundation of a meaningful life, yet too often they are sacrificed in the pursuit of success. We live in a world that glorifies achievements, winning awards, climbing the corporate ladder, amassing wealth, and gaining recognition. From a young age, we are taught that our worth is measured by what we accomplish, the titles we earn, and the things we accumulate. But at the end of life, when people reflect on their journey, very few wish they had worked more hours, won more trophies, or gained more wealth. Instead, they long for the moments they missed with the people who truly mattered, the time with family, the laughter with friends, and the love that was often overshadowed by ambition. The irony is that while we work hard to build a better future, we often neglect the very people we claim to be working for. We tell ourselves that once we reach a certain level of success, we will have time to focus on relationships. But success has a way of moving the finish line. There is always another goal, another project, another milestone that demands our attention. We become so consumed with achievement that we fail to see the costs, the birthdays we missed, the conversations we rushed through, the special moments that slipped away while we were too busy chasing something else. Many people believe that their achievements will bring them happiness, that once they have enough money, recognition, or power, they will finally feel fulfilled. But time and again, we see examples of those who have reached the pinnacle of success only to find themselves feeling empty. Celebrities, business tycoons, and world leaders who seem to have it all often speak of loneliness and regret. They spent their lives building empires but lost the relationships that could have brought them true joy. They realized too late that no amount of money can buy back lost time, and no trophy can replace the warmth of human connection. Relationships are what give life its deepest meaning. A shared moment with a loved one, an evening spent with family, a conversation with an old friend. These are the things that stay with us, that shape our hearts and leave lasting imprints on our souls. The joy of an accomplishment fades, but the love we experience through relationships remains. A trophy sits on a shelf and collects dust, but the bond we share with someone we care about brings us comfort even in the hardest times. One of the greatest tragedies is realizing too late that we have taken our relationships for granted. We assume that the people in our lives will always be there. We assume that we can always call tomorrow, visit next weekend, or make time when life is less busy. But life does not wait. Time moves forward, and the moments we postpone may never come again. Parents grow older, children grow up, friendships drift apart, and before we know it, we are left with memories of what could have been. There are countless stories of people who regret not spending more time with their loved ones. The parent who was too busy working to attend their child's school events. The friend who always meant to catch up but never made the call. The spouse who prioritized career ambitions over building a deeper connection. In the end, their accomplishments felt hollow because the relationships that could have made them meaningful had faded away. Love, kindness, and human connection are what sustain us. In times of hardship, it is not our achievements that bring us comfort, but the presence of those who stand by our side. When we face loss, failure, or disappointment, it is not the awards on our walls that give us strength, but the relationships that remind us we are not alone. A successful career may provide financial security, but it is love and companionship that provide emotional fulfillment. The beauty of relationships is that they do not require wealth, status, or external validation. They are built through time, presence, and genuine care. A simple conversation, a shared laugh, an act of kindness. These are the things that strengthen our bonds with others. Investing in relationships does not mean neglecting our goals, but it does mean recognizing that no achievement is worth sacrificing the people we love. If we truly understood how valuable relationships are, we would live differently. We would put down our phones and be fully present with the people around us. We would prioritize quality time over busy schedules. We would express love more often, forgive more easily, and choose connection over ambition when faced with the choice. We would not wait for special occasions to show appreciation, but rather we would make every moment count. Success and achievement are not inherently wrong, but they should never come at the expense of the relationships that make life worth living. The real measure of a life well lived is not found in awards, titles, or material wealth, but in the love we have given, the lives we have touched, and the relationships we have nurtured. In the end, when we look back, it will not be our accomplishments that bring us peace, but the people who walked with us on the journey. People spend their lives chasing material success, believing that wealth, status, and possessions will bring them happiness. Society teaches us that having more money, more luxury, more recognition will lead to fulfillment. Advertisements tell us that the newest car, the biggest house, the latest technology, or the perfect wardrobe will make us feel complete. We are conditioned to measure success by what we own rather than by the depth of our purpose. Yet time and time again, those who have acquired everything they once dreamed of still find themselves feeling empty. True fulfillment does not come from accumulating wealth or possessions. It comes from living with purpose, from making a difference, from knowing that our lives have meaning beyond ourselves. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that material things will fill the void inside us. When we achieve financial success, we expect to feel satisfied, but instead we find ourselves wanting more. A new purchase excites us for a moment, but the feeling fades and we are left searching for the next thing to bring us happiness. People work tirelessly to climb the corporate ladder, believing that the next promotion or a higher salary will finally make them feel accomplished. But once they reach the top, many realize that success without purpose feels hollow. Possessions can bring comfort and convenience, but they do not provide lasting fulfillment. A mansion can be filled with expensive furniture, but without love and purpose, it remains an empty space. A luxury car can take us anywhere, but if we have no meaningful destination, it is just an object. True joy does not come from what we own, but from what we contribute, from the impact we have on others, and from the sense of purpose that drives our actions. Throughout history, some of the wealthiest and most successful people have spoken openly about their struggles with emptiness. Celebrities, billionaires, and world leaders who appear to have everything often confess that despite their success, they still feel something is missing. Some turn to destructive habits in an attempt to numb the feeling, while others search for meaning beyond material wealth. This is because no amount of money or possessions can fill the space inside us that is meant for purpose. When we shift our focus from accumulating things to living with purpose, everything changes. Purpose gives life meaning. It is what makes us wake up in the morning with excitement and go to bed at night feeling content. It is the knowledge that our existence matters, that we are contributing something valuable to the world. Purpose is not about personal gain, but about using our lives to serve others, to inspire, to uplift, and to make a difference in ways big or small. Serving others brings a deeper joy than material wealth ever could. When we help someone in need, we experience a sense of fulfillment that no possession can provide. When we give without expecting anything in return, we feel a kind of richness that money cannot buy. Those who dedicate their lives to serving others, whether through charity, teaching, mentoring, or simple acts of kindness, often describe a level of happiness that far surpasses anything material. Purpose is unique to each individual. For some, it is found in raising a family and nurturing the next generation. For others, it is in using their talents to create, to teach, or to heal. Some find purpose in fighting for justice, others in spreading kindness, and some in simply being a source of love and encouragement to those around them. Regardless of how it is expressed, purpose always involves looking beyond ourselves and recognizing that our lives are most meaningful when they are connected to something greater. There are countless stories of people who have walked away from wealth and success to pursue a life of meaning. Doctors who leave high-paying jobs to serve in impoverished communities. Entrepreneurs who use their resources to create change rather than simply build profit. Ordinary individuals who dedicate their time to helping others without seeking recognition. These people are not driven by material gain, but by the fulfillment that comes from knowing they are making a difference. And in their eyes, they are richer than anyone with a fortune, but without purpose. The pursuit of purpose does not mean rejecting material success, but rather understanding that wealth alone is not enough to bring true fulfillment. Money can be a tool for good. It can provide opportunities, open doors, and allow us to help others in powerful ways. But when money becomes the sole focus, when it is pursued without purpose, it loses its ability to bring true satisfaction. Wealth is temporary, but the impact we make on others lasts beyond a lifetime. Living with purpose requires intention. It means asking ourselves not just what we want to achieve, but why we want to achieve it. It means defining success not by what we own, but by the difference we make. It means prioritizing service, kindness, and meaning over status, possessions, and fleeting pleasures. When we embrace purpose as the foundation of our lives, we experience a joy that material wealth can never provide. We no longer feel the constant need to chase more because we understand that fulfillment is not found in what we gain, but in what we give. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. It comes not from the things we did, but more often from the things we failed to do, the words left unspoken, the opportunities ignored, the relationships neglected. Life moves forward whether we are ready or not, and every day that passes is another day that cannot be reclaimed. We cannot rewrite the past no matter how much we wish we could, but the power we do have, the choice that is always within our reach, is to change today, right now. In this moment, we have the ability to make better choices, to live with more intention, and to ensure that the regrets of yesterday do not define the future. Many people spend their lives looking back, wishing they had done things differently. They replay moments in their minds, wondering what could have been if only they had taken a different path. Some regret not spending more time with their families, while others wish they had pursued their passions instead of settling for comfort and security. Some regret holding grudges, allowing pride to destroy relationships, or not taking chances when they had the opportunity. The weight of these regrets can be overwhelming, leaving people trapped in the past, unable to move forward. But regret is only powerful if we allow it to control us. The past is unchangeable, but today is still ours to shape. No matter how many mistakes have been made or how much time has been lost, the present moment offers a fresh start. Each new day is an opportunity to make a different choice, to take the steps we once avoided, to mend what has been broken, and to finally do the things we have put off for too long. People often hesitate to change because they feel it is too late. They believe that too much time has passed, that they have made too many mistakes, that they are too old, too stuck, or too far gone. But this is never true. Life is full of stories of people who turned everything around, not in their youth, but later in life. Some found success after years of failure. Others rebuilt broken relationships after decades of separation. Some discovered their true purpose only after realizing they had been chasing the wrong things for years. Change is always possible, but it requires action in the present, not endless mourning over the past. Choosing to change today means letting go of excuses. It means refusing to let fear, doubt, or guilt hold us back from doing what we know is right. It means understanding that while we may not be able to fix everything overnight, we can take the first step. A single conversation can heal years of distance between loved ones. A single act of courage can lead to a new beginning. A single decision can set us on a path toward a future without regret. One of the most powerful things we can do is to learn from our past without being defined by it. Every mistake, every failure, every missed opportunity carries a lesson. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, we can choose to use those lessons to make better choices now. We can turn past pain into wisdom, past failures into motivation, and past regrets into a commitment to live differently. Forgiveness is also a key part of moving forward. Many people carry regret not only for what they failed to do, but also for the pain they have caused others. They feel weighed down by guilt, believing that they do not deserve a second chance. But forgiveness, both for ourselves and for others, is the only way to truly break free from the past. We cannot undo what has been done, but we can choose to make amends, to seek reconciliation, and to live in a way that reflects the lessons we have learned. Living without regret does not mean never making mistakes. It means being willing to recognize when we are on the wrong path and having the courage to change direction. It means valuing the time we have left instead of wasting it on things that do not truly matter. It means appreciating the people in our lives and making sure they know they are loved. It means pursuing the dreams we once put aside and refusing to let fear hold us back any longer. At the end of life, what matters most is not the things we have acquired or the status we have achieved, but the impact we have made and the love we have shared. We cannot go back and rewrite our stories, but we can decide right now how the rest of the story will unfold. Today's a gift, an opportunity to start fresh, to live with intention, and to ensure that when we look back years from now, we do so with peace instead of regret. Legacy is not built on wealth, status, or achievements, but on the way we live, the kindness we show, and the faith we hold. Every day, in the choices we make and the way we treat others, we are writing the story of our lives, one that will be remembered long after we are gone. People may forget the positions we held, the possessions we own, or the titles we earned, but they will never forget the way we made them feel. The impact we leave behind is not measured in material things, but in the depth of our character and the strength of our faith. Faith gives life meaning beyond what we can see. It reminds us that we are part of something greater, that our purpose is not merely to exist, but to contribute, to love, and to serve. When we trust in something beyond ourselves, whether it is in God, a higher purpose, or a divine calling, we live with a sense of direction that cannot be shaken by temporary struggles. Faith allows us to endure hardship, knowing that trials are not the end of our story. It gives us the strength to keep going when everything seems uncertain and the courage to stand firm in our values when the world pressures us to compromise. Character is the foundation upon which legacy is built. It is not what we say, but how we live, not the promises we make, but the integrity with which we keep them. A person of character is not defined by their circumstances, but by their response to them. They choose honesty when dishonesty would be easier, kindness when cruelty is tempting, and humility when pride calls for attention. True character is revealed in the small moments, in the way we speak to a stranger, in how we treat those who can do nothing for us, and in the way we act when no one is watching. The people who leave the greatest legacies are not always the most famous or the most successful by the world's standards. They are the ones who lived with integrity, who uplifted others, who stood by their principles, even when it cost them something. Their impact is not measured in riches or recognition, but in the lives they touched and the hearts they changed. A simple act of kindness, a word of encouragement, a lifetime of faithfulness. These things shape the way we are remembered far more than any material accomplishment ever could. Our treatment of others is one of the truest reflections of who we are. No matter what we achieve in life, if we fail to treat people with love, respect, and compassion, our success is meaningless. Power and influence may elevate a person in the eyes of the world, but true greatness is found in humility, service, and selflessness. The way we treat our families, our friends, our colleagues, and even strangers defines the mark we leave behind. People may forget what we did, but they will never forget the way we made them feel. whether it was with love and kindness or with coldness and indifference. A legacy of faith and character is not built in a single moment, but through a lifetime of choices. It is the accumulation of countless decisions to do what is right, to walk in integrity, to extend grace, to persevere in faith, and to love even when it is difficult. It is choosing to hold on to hope when circumstances seem bleak, to trust in something greater even when the answers are unclear, and to stand firm in our convictions even when the world mocks them. Many people spend their lives chasing success, only to realize too late that it does not define their legacy. They climb the ladder of achievement, but fail to build relationships, to serve others, or to live with purpose. In the end, it is not the wealth we accumulate or the recognition we receive that truly matters, but the love we have given and the example we have set. The most lasting influence we have is not in what we leave behind in our bank accounts, but in the lives we have impacted along the way. The beauty of a legacy built on faith and character is that it does not fade with time. Money can be spent, buildings can crumble, and achievements can be forgotten, but the seeds of kindness, love, and integrity planted in the hearts of others will continue to grow long after we are gone. A parent who raises their children with wisdom and compassion leaves a legacy that lasts for generations. A mentor who guides and uplifts others leaves an imprint that outlives them. A person who walks in faith despite the challenges of life inspires others to do the same. We do not get to choose how long we will live, but we do get to choose how we will live. Every day we have the opportunity to shape the story we leave behind, to build a legacy that will stand the test of time. It is not about being perfect, but about being faithful, about striving each day to walk in love, integrity, and truth. When our time on this earth is done, our legacy will not be written in the things we owned, but in the way we lived. Our faith and character will speak louder than any words, leaving behind a story of hope, purpose, and lasting impact, because when our time is up, it won't be the wealth we accumulate or the titles we held that will matter. It will be the lives we touched, the love we shared, and the faith we carried. May we not learn this too late. Thank you.